We've all seen people go to some pretty wild lengths for the perfect look. But what happens when that obsession spirals into a national spectacle, creating a viral villain and a cautionary tale that, honestly, you'll never forget? Today, we are unpacking a story that's just as shocking as it is bizarre. It's a question we might ask ourselves, right? Maybe at the beach. But for one New Jersey mom, the answer to how far is too far wasn't just about getting a little crispy. Oh no. It was a line that would land her in handcuffs and turn her into one of the internet's first and most memorable phenomena. And we're not talking about just any sunburn. This was the kind of burn so alarming that it would kick off a national media frenzy and give birth to a true internet legend. Okay, let's set the scene. It's April 2012, in a pretty quiet suburb, Nutley, New Jersey. What started as just another day in a kindergarten classroom was about to become a story told all around the world. So this little girl shows up to school, and the staff is immediately alarmed. This was not a case of just, too much time on the playground. She was in obvious pain, and the burn was so bad they felt they had no choice but to call the authorities. That's what the girl reportedly told the school nurse. And with just those 5 little words, the whole situation exploded. This wasn't just about potential neglect anymore. This was something way, way stranger. A possible crime involving a tanning bed? And this is the mommy in question, Patricia Krentcil. Her appearance was, and I'm putting it mildly, shocking. Her skin was so deeply, unnaturally tanned that one reporter gave her a description that stuck: the color of a crispy Thanksgiving turkey. So, of course, the authorities had a lot of questions. But as soon as the media got a hold of the story, and more importantly, a photo of Patricia, this thing went from a local investigation to an absolute national media circus. The official charge comes down: second-degree child endangerment. The core of the accusation was that she illegally took her 5-year-old daughter into a tanning booth. But Patricia, she immediately and forcefully denied all of it, claiming her daughter simply got burned playing outside on a sunny day. Publicly, she was unwavering. She insisted she was innocent. But her claim of being a great mom was a tough sell when it was placed right next to her daughter's statement and, let's be honest, her own incredibly over-tanned appearance. Krentcil didn't just play defense. She went on the attack. When a reporter asked if she felt this was all a witch hunt, she fired back with this now infamous line, and it really gave everyone a perfect little snapshot of her defiant personality. The public backlash was huge. And the tanning industry, they wanted nothing to do with her. Over 63 salons in the New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut area banned her. Some even put up wanted-style posters with her picture on them. So Patricia Krentcil wasn't just a local news story anymore. She was now, officially, Tan Mom, a national punchline. She got parodied on Saturday Night Live. She was all over memes, talk shows. She had become a full-blown pop culture spectacle. But, behind all the jokes and the memes, there was a much more serious question, a question that really gets to the heart of what was actually going on with Tan Mom. I mean, it's easy to laugh at how wild it all was, but what really drives a person to chase a tan so relentlessly, especially when facing public ridicule and even legal trouble? Well, the answer, it turns out, is actually scientific. It's a condition called tanorexia, and while the name might sound a little silly, it is a very real thing. Studies have shown that for some people, the UV radiation from tanning beds actually triggers a release of endorphins in the brain, the body's natural feel-good chemicals. A great way to think about it is that it's just like a runner's high, that euphoric feeling some people get from intense exercise. It's chemically pretty similar to what someone with tanorexia gets from a tanning session. So it becomes this incredibly powerful physical and psychological need. And that compulsion, that addiction, well, it comes with some incredibly high stakes. Those feel-good chemicals are masking a very, very ugly and dangerous reality. The numbers here are just frightening. According to the International Agency for Research on Cancer, if you use a tanning bed before you turn 30, you increase your risk of melanoma, which is the deadliest form of skin cancer, by a staggering 75%. Now, let's talk about how much it takes to do real, lasting damage. You might think it takes years of tanning to get into trouble. Nope. It just takes one bad event. Just one. And this brings us right back to where this whole crazy story started. That pretty severe sunburn on a 5-year-old wasn't just about temporary pain. The research is clear. Just one blistering sunburn when you're a kid can nearly double your lifetime risk of developing melanoma. And beyond cancer, there are other costs. Tanning beds dramatically speed up the aging process. It's the ultimate irony, right? So many people tan to look healthy and vibrant, but what they're actually doing is fast-forwarding the clock on their skin and putting themselves in serious danger. Wow, the tan mom story is a wild ride, for sure. But it's also a really powerful lesson about beauty standards and the risks we sometimes take to meet them. But have we actually learned anything? Well, the good news is a lot has changed. We look back at dangerous beauty trends from the past, like using lead in makeup or hair dryers with asbestos, and we can see how far we've come. Today, we have so many safer alternatives, from amazing sunscreens to spray tans that give you that glow without any of the harmful radiation. So we have better, safer tools, but that human desire to look a certain way, that's still just as powerful as ever. Which brings us to the final question, and this one's really for you to think about. The whole tan mom thing seems completely absurd now, but it makes you wonder, what seemingly normal beauty trend that we're all doing today will look just as dangerous and bizarre to people in the future?